All right, welcome back. I am here with Ed Garcia, catalog manager of Sunken Stone. I am Adam Weiler, founder and CEO of Sunken Stone. We are a performance-based Amazon marketing agency, and today we're talking about flat files. No, don't run away. Don't fall asleep just yet. We're talking about inventory flat files on Amazon, and Ed has been dropping knowledge bombs this entire time. And now we're going to talk about error codes, like what to do when you can't get your flat file to upload. And then we're gonna the stuff we've been teasing about the easy way to manage your catalog, the easy way so you don't have to use flat files anymore. We'll go into that as well. So Ed, take it away.
Hey, thanks, Adam, for the intro. Yeah, so error codes is, one of the definitely one of the pain points of Amazon. Um, there's a lot of troubleshooting that goes behind it.
Add it to the
I
list,
mean,
just a few.
yeah, there's probably like 100 error codes. It's crazy. But yeah, I'll just walk you guys through it.
Awesome.
Go ahead and share my screen. So let's see. In order to get access to your error reports, you just got to go to inventory, add products via upload. And then there's this monitor upload status button. Just click there. All right, so you go to the monitor upload status in order to see the status of your uploads. And this is where you can actually access the error reports.
Okay.
So you just go to the upload that you did.
And let me set the stage too.
Yeah.
So this is on previous videos, we've downloaded the template and then filled in all our data and then uploaded it to Amazon.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah. So we had uploaded it and we did a couple parent and variants.
Okay.
So let's just see if we got any errors.
So what percent of the flat files you upload are like walk off? Like, you're done, you're like, fade away, game over. You don't even have to look at it.
Actually a pretty bad number. I would say like maybe 50%.
And you are a flat file expert. So it's like if you're doing this on your own, like does anyone even have a shot on the first one, right? Or even second or third?
Yeah, I mean it's really tough because we'll see if there's any errors, but a lot of times Amazon is pretty strict on their catalog as far as like the data that they have. So if the data that you provide doesn't match, good luck trying to get that stuff live.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, so I went ahead and downloaded it.
You can't see it from there. You have to download it after.
Yeah. Yeah, so you download it and then it's an Excel file, which I have here downloaded. And what do you know? A couple errors, 1, 2, 3, 5
so
errors.
They actually highlight the parts where there's errors. That's nice of them. Before that, I remember a couple of years ago, they used to not even do that.
Yeah, well, I mean, for the newer accounts, they have this feature automatically added.
That's cool.
But I'll show you later on in the video. They still have the old reports, which basically just tells you like 1 out of 1 product successful, or like, however many you uploaded, it'll say successful or error. And then, for some, it'll have like an error explanation. But it's not as nice as this, where like actually highlights where the issue is. So you see here in this first column A, you see number of attributes with errors. So there's actually 2 errors on this one and 1 error for the rest
errors on a single front. Nice.
Yeah. Legit. And there's also a column for like suggestions of like what you can like actually improve.
Okay.
Yeah. So I mean,
and obviously, and also just FYI, like this is because this is a client data. We modified some of it, so we're not revealing any sensitive information.
Yeah. So I mean, if you highlight, it'll basically tell you the error. So for example, this title length, it has more than 200 characters. So I mean, this will be a pretty easy fix.
Nice.
So yeah, so all we would have to do is just go to product name and well, actually, we remove the data. So if we re-upload this, it'll be totally fine. Okay. But yeah, you just go ahead to the highlighted problem area and then just fix whatever the issue is. Nice. So if we go down to the next error, we actually see that
what's it saying?
Item ID. Okay, so here's what I was mentioning earlier about the Amazon catalog error. So if you see here, the data provided is different from the Amazon catalog. So if you
Okay.
see product type, we actually use auto accessory because our research tells us that this would be a better category, would rank higher in this category.
Oh, interesting.
Ho- However, Amazon has it listed as tools. So we're actually kind of at a roadblock here, and we would actually have to raise a case with Amazon. So we would just have to open up a case. Sometimes it's you either have to open up a case or you submit an appeal.
Okay. So,
Um,
so for instance, like, and the case we're trying to, so Amazon has their record, and then we're uploading stuff, and
yeah,
it's saying what we're uploading doesn't match their record. So we actually have to
correct.
submit a case to change the Amazon site.
Yeah, and since this client is actually the brand owner for this product that we're trying to upload, you know, they'll accept the change. However, we have to like submit proof. Sometimes we have to like submit screenshots from the website or pictures of the actual product. Um,
Interesting.
yeah, and it's actually like a weird request. You have to like submit a picture of the product on like a table, and like it actually like says that, and like it says not to use like a light box or anything, just like a plain like regular table, and you have to like submit the picture of the product. So it's kind of, I don't understand what the purpose of that is. I
So
guess it's to like show
that
proof you actually have the product, I guess.
yeah, like that you're not photoshopping it or grabbing it off the internet or something.
Yeah.
It's
I imagine the rest of the errors
like
are
a
the same.
hostage thing, just like hold the
Yeah.
newspaper next to this product.
Yeah, so you see we have another catalog error. And this
Okay.
one is with part number. We're actually trying to say that the actual part number is ls-acmr, but
Hmm.
Amazon has ls-05-dry.
Okay.
So same thing here. We would have to submit a case to kind of to request the change on Amazon's catalog.
Okay. Interesting.
Um, yeah, same here. Part
Same part
number.
number.
And then this is actually an image that wasn't able to be downloaded by the Amazon server. So
Okay. So we'll talk
yeah,
about that in a second too. Well, we'll actually
yeah,
why don't you use this that time now to talk about it? So when you say like, what do you mean that's an image? Like that's just a link there.
yeah. So Amazon flat files, they actually use you can't like physically like drag and drop like a JPEG or a PNG photo onto the Excel file. You actually have to create a URL that Amazon can download. Usually what's recommended is that you have your own server or your own like cloud service
Okay.
to
Is that
to
what we've
host
got
the
here? Is that
yeah.
what I'm
Yeah, so we have an Amazon AWS server where we can like upload and keep all our images secure.
crazy?
It's very important to use a secure one because if you use sometimes one of these free ones, your data can like be compromised, or
Like if
the
you're
cloud server,
using Imgur or something, it's everyone's just gonna see that.
yeah, or they can like all of a sudden just drop all your content, and then all
Hmm.
your images don't work.
Oh,
So
that's fun.
yeah. So yeah, it's definitely recommend you have your own server. You upload the image onto that server. So it's basically there's a hard drive, on the cloud
Yep.
that stores all your images, and then you're able to actually like copy image URL. If you can just like paste this onto a browser and you can like see it. One thing to keep in mind is just to make sure, and this is a bit more technical, but when you have your own server, you just have to make sure the permissions allow for a third party service to actually view or download the image.
Okay.
And that's the case with this one. The permission wasn't set for
Ah,
an outside source to come in and like view this image.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, that's it for these errors. I can see there's another error here. You know, you can't submit something with price 00.
Yep.
I mean, this is fine because we actually come back in later and like activate the item and add the price.
So for instance, can you just make the changes in this one and then re-upload it? And assuming that it would go through, or do you need to do it on a different file?
Yeah, you have to go back to your original flat file
Wow.
and re-upload because this
Wow.
actually, yeah, this has like these two columns it adds, and then you know, it just kind of like moves everything over because Excel, like when you upload a flat file, everything has to be in like the same location.
Okay. Wow.
Um, and you know, it's just the easiest way to like use it because, you know, if you're like doing like mass changes, you can just like copy and paste and like not have to worry about like where the data is like not lining up under the correct column. Because, you know, for example, if we did try attempt to upload this, and then we go back and we use the original flat file and we like try and copy and paste data, you
Hmm.
know, you might line up brand name under like product ID or, you know, and it'll just make a huge mess. So it's always best practice is to work off your original flat file. You know, we always hold a master flat file with all our clients' products.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are some of those crazy flat file horror stories that you've seen through the years?
I mean, this is definitely one of them, you know, the Amazon catalog changes because we have to, you know, we can't, it might take like a week to be able to, you know, implement this change. So this is definitely like a big roadblock. Um, also, I've actually encountered an error where like it makes absolutely no sense at all. And it basically says that, so I'm just going to use this file since we have it open as an
Yeah.
example. You know, we perfectly added the parent and child variants to this file, and you can set a variation theme, which basically tells Amazon how you want to like differentiate the variants. So, you know, there's like different options like size, color, um, you know, color name. You can like actually have a combination size name, color name. So everything was perfect. We labeled the right parents, we labeled the right child variants, and we selected the correct theme, and
Hmm.
we labeled it and titled it perfectly. However, Amazon just was not recognizing the variation theme. So like this column was here perfectly filled out, but Amazon just wasn't recognizing it. So that was like it was
Along.
actually it took a while to figure that out. Um, the solution for that is to actually start the process over, create a new flat file. Because this actually happened because Amazon updated their flat file, which is another like headache.
Wow.
So yeah, in this case, we had to create a brand new flat file, add the data again, and then re-upload. Um, so that was definitely a nightmare. The catalog issues is another nightmare. But yeah.
I remember, one thing that I remember from, um, we had a team member that uploaded the wrong version or like an old version of a flat file. Like instead of the latest version, they uploaded something from like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah,
And
actually,
that, go ahead.
yeah, actually, I heard about that. It was actually a month or two before I started.
Hmm.
And yeah, it was just told to me like, you know, like like, you know, by everyone, like this is definitely something that can happen. Like, how can we prevent this from happening? And, you know,
Yeah, what would you say? Like,
um,
so what are some processes around though? Like, let's say, you obviously we're going to show a tool in a second that can
yeah.
help a lot of stuff, but if you don't have access, you're just getting started. What are some things you can do? What are like best practices?
Definitely working off of a master flat file. And when you do any changes, personally, I like to make a copy of that master flat file so I don't mess up anything. And
Okay.
I keep like the integrity of the original file. Because when uploading, I mean, you run into a ton of errors, as you can see. So it's always best to like troubleshoot on a copy of the flat file and make your changes there. And then until Amazon finally accepts the data, and then you go back and modify the master flat file, because you always want to have like a copy of the latest working flat file with like no issues at all.
Okay. That makes sense. So keep your version separate.
Yeah.
You know, do you like working on them in the cloud, or do you like working them downloaded? Like how do you choose which way to go?
For sure, I work on them through the cloud because it's more collaborative, and
Mhm.
we have a team of a bunch of people just working on different files and like troubleshooting. So we always have like one master flat file on the cloud, and then whoever's working on the file just downloads a copy, makes their changes on that copy, and then when they're done, they update the master file.
Very cool. Okay, well, let me hop in.
Sure.
I'm gonna take screen sharing for a second, and let me set the stage first too. So, this was months ago, pre-ed on the team solving this stuff, and we had team members that were uploading the wrong flat files, causing a lot of issues, and we're like, there's got to be a better way, right?
Yeah.
So it turns out Amazon has been shifting over their API, their backend API, onto a new API. And one of the cool things with the new API is, besides getting the sales data and like units data and reports and things like that, well, Amazon actually has a create listings function in their API, or an edit listings function in their API. So we're like, okay, that could be cool. Now, when our team member kind of made that mistake, we realized like, okay, this needs to be a priority from the team. And it's like, what if we had a way? You've seen like Ed is an expert at these flat files, and I've been selling on Amazon since 2007, and like they're still complicated. They're still
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
too complicated than they need to be. All right, well, let's make a better way. What's the simple way? Like, can we have a system where we can go and undo changes if someone made a mistake? Can we go edit a listing in there quickly, easily? No, it'll go through because it's on the API, and then can we have software tell us if there's any issues with the listing? So instead of getting a weird error message, it tells us and we can go fix it. So our working title for this is Flat File Pro. Name might change, but there's flat files and then there's Flat File Pro. You want to be a Flat File Pro. And I'm using ShipQuick. That's one of our house brands. So we can talk about ShipQuick. And what ShipQuick does, or what Flat File Pro does, these are all the SKUs and ASINs from our product, and this pulls the main image of them, and we can see them. So now what I've done is I pulled up an image here, and I am going to show you on the edit side. So it's, first off, it's telling me there's some issues, right? There's some things that are missing. There's some SKU data that's provided, just like what you were showing. This API unsupported means that it's like a brand new listing, and Amazon's working to cover that with the API. And eventually, all of these boxes are going to be editable. So everything here, just like everything editable in a flat file, is going to be editable within here. Now, the cool thing is I can go back and see all of the versions through time with this product since we've been storing this. So on the 10th, this happened, this changed. So it looks like we got a code, and it looks like we're getting one of those error message. Let's see, I'm looking at this one. Here's a version, and let me view this. Oh, it's opening a new tab. I think we're definitely changing some UI stuff, but then it's going to tell us, oh, what's different about that one, and maybe editor, you take this. I don't know why it's not expanding, but anyways, editor, you can wipe that one. Wipe that part. I'm going to open this next listing over here, and I'm going to click View Versions. So here's the cool thing. I could see all of the changes since we've been holding this. Oh, you can see what changed in the description, and then
Awesome.
I can go revert this back, right? Like if we
Yeah.
don't like that change, or one of our team members made that change, we can go easily revert that. Okay, the brand name changed and the brand code changed. Well, do we want that, or do we want to change that back? We can go edit it right in there. Let's see. You can go change this stuff, right? Change the description, change the bullet points. Then you click save up here, and then you can see the activity where who on the team made a change to something, when they did it, and then do you want to roll back to before? So let's say, the use case where that team member on our team uploaded the wrong flat file. You can go into activity, and we would see that they uploaded the flat file, and we can one click undo all the changes that they made to that.
Awesome.
You've worked with
Yeah.
flat files for a while. Like, what are your thoughts when you see that?
I mean, one of my favorite things is, having the capability to revert, because I mean, you don't understand how many errors I've like encountered where old data, because like I was explaining earlier, we have one master flat file, and then changes are made on an offline copy,
Yep.
just to like not mess up the integrity of the original one. But sometimes, like, someone forgets to like update the master flat file. So then when someone else comes along, makes their changes, and they upload the flat file, old data is added, and then it's just a nightmare to that back and forth when we have this awesome feature where you can just like click a button and go back to the old data if something was changed.
Pretty cool. Yeah, very.
Yeah.
We'll be able to. You can even download. Like if you click download, this actually downloads into a flat file version, and
Wow.
you could just upload this if you want to, but because we're building on the API, you get more speed through this. But
Uh-huh.
just in case you wanted another backup, go download your data and keep it secure offsite.
Awesome. And question, can you upload flat files onto this? Or is there like some bulk method of like adding multiple products?
So if they're existing products, this will actually download via the API all of your existing products. So you don't need to
Cool.
go create a flat file and then upload it here. It
Awesome.
sucks it all down in the back end. It takes probably an hour the first time you sign up, and then you come back and all your listings are there.
That's awesome.
And then future roadmap, we're going to be able to duplicate a product. Like if you're making a new product, we'll either take an existing product and you can duplicate it, or you can start from scratch and build it out just in here, all with the same functionality as a flat file, but as easy as Seller Central.
Awesome. And can you also like download, let's say like the reports, like active listing reports, all that kind of stuff from, the stuff you can usually access on Seller Central,
Yeah.
on Flat File Pro?
So right now we've got this filter, so you can see like what's buyable, what's not buyable, where's errors. Eventually, when you log in, you're going to have almost like a dashboard of like, hey, out of your catalog, these are the issues, and that's where you should probably start. And then, and those will probably be like the not buyable. To be honest, at this point, I don't even know the difference between not buyable and not discoverable, right? It's like there's like certain nuances, but
Yeah.
then, well, see, and like these are like, if I was a seller and if I had a lot of catalogs, I would start with the stuff where there's issues on errors, not discoverable, not buyable. Let's fix those. And that, look for a coming challenge. I think we're going to do like a catalog cleanup challenge with other sellers. We'll do something where it's like, I guarantee if you sync up with this, go to your not buyable or not discoverable or errors, every Amazon seller is going to have something that they can improve on that
Yeah.
will help their listings, that they can help their SEO and buyability.
And it just seems like a lot easier to use too than like navigating through Seller Central. Because sometimes like some of these features are kind of hidden.
Yeah,
Because like Amazon can tell you like suggestions, but to get there, it's kind of, if you don't know, I mean, if you don't know how to get there, you'll just never know this information.
agreed. I think we have
Yeah.
to make it 10 times better because
Yeah.
otherwise people are just going to stick with Seller Central and maybe some of them will do flat files. But if we make this 10 times better, like we're going to be helping a lot of people out here.
Yeah. And I've actually used other like platforms that connect to Amazon via
Mhm.
API. And I mean, the data that you would get on those platforms just doesn't compare to like Flatfile Pro. Like you were mentioning earlier, you can like see the items with errors, with issues, anything not live. And you can actually get the reports that are available on Seller Central on this one platform,
Yeah,
Flatfile Pro. That's
and
awesome.
that's coming from, we're building on this brand new API. So it's cutting edge. All these other big softwares that were hundreds or thousands of dollars a month, they're built on an old API that's becoming obsolete. And they have to versus we didn't have all that technical debt building on that old system. We're just like, hey, let's build on this new one. Let's go. Fresh start. We can do whatever we want. Like the sky's the limit.
Yeah, and I mean for the pricing, it's so much better. I mean, I've used Channel Advisor, and I think the company I was working for is paying like $5,000 a month
It's
for
and
Amazon
percentage of
Assist.
the revenue. Yeah, it's insane. It's insane. I mean, so that's what we're well, let's put it out in the universe. Like we're definitely going for them, right? Like we're
Yeah,
gunning for them. I think we have better Amazon knowledge, just
yeah,
between the two of us sitting here and messing around with flat files. Um, where they have an edge, and don't get me wrong, like they are a capable tool. They can take your product, sync it out to other channels, and that might be a future thing for us. But
mm,
where we're going to own, where we're going to be the best is on Amazon management. That's where we know, that's where the future is bright still, and we're going to be the best
for sure,
Amazon catalog management tool.
sure.
And what other questions would you have if you were coming in here to edit listings or manage your catalog or like take a look at issues?
Um, I would say like the error codes.
Hmm.
Like being able to, I like that you can filter and see all the errors. Um, one thing when troubleshooting is I want to see what the error code is.
Yep.
So being able to see that is, super convenient, and, actually have, some resources for actually getting definitions and like possible solutions to like error codes. So, just seeing that error code, and, I can just take it from there and be able to troubleshoot and get like the listing fixed.
Nice. Yeah, it looks
Um,
like a lot of these have that mismatch error that you're
yeah,
talking about.
yeah,
Badass. Well, I hope you got a ton of value. Obviously, this is an optional software, right? We're gonna be giving a very generous trial
yeah,
subscription. Come use it, test it out. If you don't see value in it, don't pay and don't use it, right? Like we want
yeah,
people that are gonna use this. But at the very least, I hope you got tips and tricks from Ed on how to use flat files. So if you continue to use flat files or use Seller Central, like there were so many knowledge bombs that he's been dropping over the previous videos. Go look at all of them. If you can stay awake, maybe use some toothpicks to keep your eye. I mean, the flat files, like say what you will, flat files, it's not like watching an action movie, but they're
yeah,
so freaking important. They're so
yeah,
important. And I'll never forget that feeling of being in the Fresno airport, holding a screaming baby and looking at my Slack, seeing like, oh, we uploaded the wrong flat file and like wiped 2 weeks of progress. So like
yeah.
they're important. And I'm really glad we have this tool now.
Yeah, I'm super excited to be working with it.
Adam here. Click the link below and sign up for Flatfile Pro. You're going to get a free 60-day trial. And after registering, you're going to be able to self-onboard or meet with an onboarding specialist that will walk you through how the tool works. So take a moment, click the link below now, and finally put an end to inefficient processes, time-wasting tactics, and start watching your business on Amazon flourish. Well, Ed, keep dropping knowledge on catalog and flat files and Amazon catalog stuff. You're freaking awesome at that. Keep kicking ass. And then everyone else, go check out Flatfile Pro. We'll have links to everything here. If you have suggestions for features, we'd love to get you on the beta tester list. And we eat our own dog food, and we're using this to manage listings as an agency. So it's like we've tested it and we know it's solid, but come on in and jump in and hope we can save you some time and money and resources. So thanks for watching. I am Adam with Sunken Stone, here with Ed from Sunken Stone, and we wanted to say thanks. Have a great day.
Thanks for having me on. See ya.
As an Amazon seller, you can't let human error or digital threats cut into your time or business profits. Fortunately, there's a solution to Amazon account data loss, Flatfile Pro. Flatfile Pro is your next level Amazon Seller Central listing and backup software. As you can see, it's effortless to sign up for Flatfile Pro, establish a secure connection to your seller account, and protect your company's product listing information. Within minutes, you can back up and edit your Amazon product listings using a secure connection to Amazon's API. Additionally, you can edit all of your product listings directly from Flatfile Pro. Update product descriptions, bullet points, and more from a user-friendly interface. And whenever you need to revert a product listing to a previous version, you can restore previous backups with one click using Flatfile Pro. We'll save each change as a new listing version, which you can review for each product. Thus, securing backups and editing Amazon product details is hassle-free with Flatfile Pro. Register your account today and protect your Amazon product listing data using nightly backups, one-click restores, and user permissions. Try it today.